Okay, I think I've got this thing set up where I want it. I dropped the volume down just a little bit on the headset, so it's not crackling quite as much. So it's about 1/3 volume, and yet I'm recording through this USB line on the Bluetooth. I don't have any Bluetooth running on the system. It seems to me as though it doesn't work very well. These earlier hearing aids with a Bluetooth are just not that good. Now, it appears as though the exodus from the Southwest is getting ready to happen. People are fleeing Las Vegas and Phoenix, and the houses are coming on the market, and the prices are still way the hell up there, and they're just going to drop down really badly. And the sad thing is that our government is funding BlackRock to buy all of it from us. So it's a communist government. We are the powerhouse of communism on the whole face of the planet today. The United States of America, the United Stupid States of America. Now, I'm not very happy with Trump's performance, but he's sort of stuck. And I watched a little video for a little while on Breitbart, and I have to admit I appreciate his perspective because both Kash Patel and Trump have been corrupted by the whole swamp, the deep state, and even Elon Musk. They can't do the jobs that they want to do because the rest of the government won't allow it. The only way out of this is to destroy our own government, to crash our economy, which I think we should do to them, to those that have been controlling us through this Federal Reserve System, which is a private bank, for more than 100 years, way past their 100-year charter. And the way we do that is by buying silver. Silver is still pretty cheap. Gold is not so cheap. But buy some silver coins. Get silver dimes and silver quarters, because they're going to be recognizable and you're going to be able to use those when this system collapses. And we want to collapse the system. We don't want to let them collapse the system the way they want to, because they're going to roll out some sort of a chain block currency, and they're going to solidify our prison. Yes, we are in prison in this country. We're not free at all. It's a bunch of bullshit. All of Western civilization is occupied by the Zionists. And I don't like calling them the Zionists. I'd rather call them the Rothschildists, because the Rothschilds started this bullshit out of England. And we are going to go to the scriptures today. And I'm going to read from you both the Old English and the Modern English. Now, we're going to this because it's describing what I have mentioned in several videos before, the end times that were saved in the scriptures for us. They were pulled from the scriptures so they would not be revealed until the very end times. Now, unfortunately, the proper name version of the King James Bible does not have the Apocrypha in it. And I don't know what to say about that. The advantage of the proper name version of the King James Bible is it's more accurate. It's a more accurate translation of the Bible, more accurate production than the real King James, the original King James. And it's important, I believe, that we learn his proper name. Plus, it gives dumbasses like myself a little bit of relief, because we've been taking the other names in vain for a long time, and it's kind of nice to know, hey, we weren't using the right name. Let's not screw up this time. But here we are in the second book of Esdras, chapter 11. And the reason we are here is because this is the vision for the end times. And we're right there. And this is very obvious to me, and I think it's obvious to other people as well, as to what is happening here. But maybe it's not obvious to you. So I hope I can bring this to you so that you will understand things much better. Now, this is really tiny print, and this is a brand new pristine copy, and I'm going to do my best to read the Old English to you. And let me get a little more light on this. Okay, just a little bit more light. Chapter 13. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings and 3 heads. These 3 heads are very important. These 3 heads are very obvious to me, but you might want to apply it to something else because the Bible quite often applies to more than one thing. The 3 heads are Washington, D.C., the city of London, not London, the capital of England, but the city of London within London itself. That's a whole separate country, just like Washington, D.C. is a separate country from America. So there's 1, there's 2, and the third one is the Vatican, Rome, which is an independent country inside of Rome. These are the 3 heads of the eagle. And I cannot make absolute sense of all of this because I don't understand the wings. But I want this out there because somebody's going to help out with this. I know that. And I saw, and behold, she spread her wings over all the earth. And all the winds of the air blew on her and were gathered together. And I beheld, and out of her feathers there grew other contrary feathers, and they became little feathers and small. But her heads were at rest, and the head in the midst was greater than the other, yet rested it with the residue. The middle head is Rome, the Vatican. The Roman system we still live under. The beast system, it's out of Rome. Moreover, I beheld, and lo, the eagle flew with her feathers, and reigned upon the earth, and over them that dwelt therein. We have that one world rule today. The Roman law, canon law, rules the entire planet today. All governments are incorporated under it, and all of the corporations are incorporated under the government. So if anybody asks you how many corporations there are as a trick question, you can answer them honestly and truthfully and accurately, factually. There's just one. And I saw that all things under heaven were subject unto her, and no man spake against her, no, not one creature upon the earth. And I beheld, and lo, the eagle rose upon her talons, and spake to her feathers, saying, Watch not all at once, sleep every one in his own place, and watch by course. But let the heads be preserved for the last. And I beheld, and lo, the voice went not out of her heads, but from the midst of her body. And I numbered her contrary feathers, and behold, there were 8 of them. And I looked, and behold, on the right side arose 1 feather, and reigned over all the earth. And so it was, that when it rained, the end of it came, and the place thereof appeared no more. So the next following stood up and reigned, and had a great time. And it happened that when it rained, the end of it came also, like as the first, so that it appeared no more. Then there came a voice unto me, and it said, Hear thou that hast borne rule over the earth so long, this I say unto thee, before thou beginnest to appear no more, there shall none after thee attain unto thy time, neither unto the half thereof. Then arose the third, and reigned as the other before, and appeared no more also. So it went with all the residue one after another, as that every one reigned, and then appeared no more. Then I beheld, and lo, in process of time, the feathers that followed stood up upon the right side, that they might rule also, and some of them ruled. But within a while they appeared no more, for some of them were set up, but ruled not. After this I looked, and behold, the 12 feathers appeared no more, nor the 2 little feathers. And there was no more upon the eagle's body, but 3 heads that rested, and 6 little wings. Then saw I also that two little feathers divided themselves from the six, and remained under the head that was upon the right side, for the four continued in their place. And I beheld, and lo, the feathers that were under the wing thought to set up themselves and to have the rule. And I beheld, and lo, there was one set up, but shortly it appeared no more. And the second was sooner away than the first. And I beheld, and lo, the two that remained, though thought also in themselves to reign. And when they so thought, behold, there awakened one of the heads that were at rest. Namely, it was the one in the midst, for that was greater than the two other heads. And then I saw that the two other heads were joined with it. And behold, the head was turned with them that were with it, and did eat up the two feathers under the wing that would have reigned. But this head put the whole earth in fear, and bare rule in it over all those that dwell upon the earth with much oppression. And it had the governance of the world more than all the wings that had been. And after this I beheld, and lo, the head that was in the midst suddenly appeared no more, like as the wings. But there remained the two heads, which also in like sort ruled upon the earth and over those that dwelt therein. And I beheld, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it that was upon the left side. So now we know that the right head devoured the left head, and the middle head, the big one, was gone. And I look at this as what the time we are in now, because the right head will devour the left head. I believe the left head represents the city of London and the Rothschilds and their ilk and the black nobility. And I believe that the right head represents Washington, D.C. and the power there. So right now we are witnessing the battle between the two heads. And I beheld, and lo, the head upon the right side devoured it that was upon the left side. Then I heard a voice which was said unto me, Look before thee, and consider the thing that thou seest. And I beheld, and lo, as it were, a roaring lion charged out of the wood. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, and said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, Art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of times might come through them? It's all of Yahweh. And the fourth came, and overcome all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression, and so long time dwelt upon the earth with deceit. Be ye not deceived. Remember the Messiah's warning. For the earth thou hast not judged with truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest has also looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. And it came to pass, chapter 11, While the lion spake these words unto the eagle, I saw, and behold, the head that remained, and the four wings appeared no more, and the two went unto it, and set themselves up to reign, and their kingdom was small, and full of uproar. And I saw, and behold, they appeared no more, and the whole body of the eagle was burnt, so that the earth was in great fear. Might that not be a nuclear war? Then awakened I out of the trouble and trance of my mind, and from great fear, and said unto my spirit, Lo, this thou hast done unto me, in that thou searchest out the ways of the highest. Lo, yet I am weary in my mind, and very weak in my spirit, and little strength is there in me, for the great fear wherewith I was affrighted this night. Therefore will I now beseech the highest, that he will comfort me unto the end. And I said, Lord, that bearest rule, if I have found grace before thy sight, and if I am justified with thee before many others, and if my prayer indeed come up before thy face, comfort me then, and show me thy servant the interpretation and plain difference of this fearful vision, that thou mayest perfectly comfort my soul. For thou hast judged me worthy to show me the last times. And he said unto me, This is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle whom thou sawest came up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel. But it was not expounded unto him. Therefore now I declare it unto thee. Behold, the days will come that there shall rise up a kingdom upon earth, and it shall be feared above all the kingdoms that were before it. In the same shall 12 kings reign, one after another, whereof the second shall begin to reign, and shall have more time than any of the 12. And this do the 12 rings signify which thou sawest. As for the voice which thou heardest speak, and that thou sawest not go out through the heads, but from the midst of the body thereof, this is the interpretation. That after the time of that kingdom there shall arise great strivings, and it shall stand in peril of falling. Nevertheless, it shall not then fall, but shall be restored again to his beginning. And whereas thou sawest the 8 small under feathers sticking to her wings, this is the interpretation. That in him there shall arise 8 kings, whose names shall be but small, and their years swift. And 2 of them shall perish, the middle time approaching, 4 shall be kept until their end begin to approach, but 2 shall be kept unto the end. And whereas thou sawest 3 heads resting, this is the interpretation. In his last days shall the Most High raise up 3 kingdoms, and renew many things therein, and they shall have the dominion of the earth. And of those that dwell therein, with much oppression, above all those that were before them, therefore are they called the heads of the eagle. For these are they that shall accomplish his wickedness, and shall finish his last end. And whereas thou sawest that the great head appeared no more, it signifieth that one of them shall die upon his bed, and yet with pain. For the 2 that remain shall be slain with the sword, war. For the sword of the one shall devour the other, but at the last shall he fall through the sword himself. And whereas thou sawest 2 feathers under the wings, passing over the head that is on the right side, it signifieth that these are they whom the highest has kept until their end. This is the small kingdom, and full of trouble, as thou sawest. And the lion whom thou sawest rising up out of the wood and roaring and speaking to the eagle and rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words thou hast heard, this is the anointed, which the highest has kept for them and for their wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with their cruelty. For he shall set them before him alive in judgment, and shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people shall be delivered with mercy, those that have been preserved upon my borders. And he shall make them joyful until the coming of the day of judgment, whereof I have spoken unto thee from the beginning. This is the dream that thou sawest, and these are the interpretations. Thou only hast been meet to know this secret of the highest. Therefore write all these things that thou hast seen in a book, and hide them, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets. But wait thou here thyself yet 7 days more, and it may be show thee whatever it pleaseth the highest to declare unto thee. And with that he went away. And it came to pass, when all the people saw that the 7 days were past, and I had not come into the city, they gathered them all together, from the least unto the greatest, and came unto me and said, What have we offended thee? And what evil have we done against thee, that thou forsakest us, and sittest here in this place? For all of the prophets thou only art left us as a cluster of the vintage, and as a candle in the dark place, and as a haven or ship preserved from the tempest. Are not the evils which are come upon us sufficient? If thou shalt forsake us, how much better had it been for us if we had not been burned in the midst of Zion? For we are not better than they that died there. And they wept with a loud voice. Then answered I them and said, Be of good comfort, O Israel. These are the people that are in Babylon captivity. And be not heavy, thou house of Jacob. For the highest hath you in remembrance, and the mighty hath not forgotten you in temptation. As for me, I have not forsaken you, neither am I departed from you, but am come unto this place to pray for the desolation of Zion, and that I might seek mercy for the low estate of your sanctuary. And now go your way home every man, and after these days I will come into the city like as I commanded them. But I remained still in the field 7 days, as the angel commanded me, and did eat only in those days of the flowers of the field, and had my meat of the herbs. It's the end of chapter 12 in the King James Version. We're going to go to the New Revised Standard Version. Again, it's an old Bible. It's not easy to get. If you can get one of these, I suggest you get it. If you got a second one that's hardbound, like pristine, oh, please, I'd love a copy. Because I'm going to mark mine up. I'm going to study it, but I like to keep one pristine because sometimes my perspectives change, and I'm given some insights, and I want to go back and read it pristine because, as you know, I study it and I make assumptions. My assumptions are sometimes incorrect, and I want to be corrected. That's what I seek out of this life. So here we go. On the second night I had a dream. I saw rising from the sea an eagle that had 12 feathered wings and 3 heads. I saw it spread its wings over the whole earth, and all the winds of heaven blew upon it, and the clouds were gathered around it. I saw that out of its wings grew opposing wings, but they became little puny wings. But its heads were at rest, The middle head was larger than the other heads, but it too was at rest with them. Then I saw that the eagle flew with its wings, and it reigned over the earth and over those who inhabit it. And I saw how all things under heaven were subjected to it, and no one spoke against it, not a single creature that was on the earth. Then I saw the eagle rise upon its talons, and it uttered a cry to its wings, saying, "Do not all watch at the same time. Let each sleep in its own place and watch in its turn, but let the heads be reserved for the last." I looked again and saw that the voice did not come from the heads, but from the middle of its body. I counted its rival wings, and there were 8 of them. As I watched, one wing on the right side rose up, and it reigned over all the earth. And after a time its reign came to an end, and it disappeared, so that even its place was no longer visible. Then the next wing rose up and reigned, and it continued to reign a long time. While it was reigning, its end came also, so that it disappeared like the first. And a voice sounded, saying to it, "Listen to me, you have ruled over the earth all this time. I announce this to you before you disappear. After you, no one shall rule as long as you have ruled, not even half as long." But the third wing raised itself up and held the rule as the earlier ones had done, and it also disappeared. And so it went with all the wings. They wielded power, one after another, and then were never seen again. I kept looking, and in due time the wings that followed also rose up on the right side in order to rule. There were some of them that ruled, yet disappeared suddenly, and others of them rose up, but did not hold the rule. And after this I looked and saw the 12 wings, and the 2 little wings had disappeared, and nothing remained on the eagle's body except the 3 heads that were at rest and 6 little wings. As I kept looking, I saw that 2 little wings separated from the 6 and remained under the head that was on the right side, but 4 remained in their place. Then I saw that these little wings planned to set themselves up and hold the rule. As I kept looking, one was set up, but suddenly disappeared. A second also, and this disappeared more quickly than the first. While I continued to look, the 2 that remained were planning between themselves to reign together. And while they were planning, one of the heads that were at rest, the one that was in the middle, suddenly awoke. It was greater than the 2 other heads, and I saw how it allied the 2 heads with itself, and how the head turned with those that were with it, and devoured the 2 little wings that were planning to reign. Moreover, this head gained control over the whole earth with much oppression, and with much oppression dominated its inhabitants. It had greater power over the world than all the wings that had gone before. After this I looked again, and I saw the head in the middle suddenly disappear, just as the wings had done. But the 2 heads remained, which also in like manner ruled over the earth and its inhabitants. And while I looked, I saw the head on the right side devour the one on the left. Then I heard a voice saying to me, "Look in front of you and consider what you see." When I looked, I saw what seemed to be a lion roused from the forest, roaring. And I heard how it uttered a human voice to the eagle and spoke, saying, "Listen, and I will speak to you. The Most High says to you, are you not the one that remains of the 4 beasts that I had made to reign in my world, so that the end of my times might come through them? You, the 4th that has come, have conquered all the beasts that have gone before, and you have held sway over the world with great terror, and over all the earth with grievous oppression. For so long you have lived on the earth with deceit. You have judged the earth, but not with truth. For you oppressed the meek and injured the peaceable. You have hated those who tell the truth and have loved liars. You have destroyed the homes of those who brought forth fruit, and have laid low the walls of those who did you no harm. Your insolence and your pride, your insolence has come up before the Most High, and your pride up to the Mighty One. The Most High has looked at his times, now they have ended, and his ages have reached completion. Therefore you, eagle, will surely disappear, you and your terrifying wings, your most evil little wings, your malicious heads, your most evil talons, and your whole worthless body, so that the whole earth, freed from your violence, may be refreshed and relieved, and may hope for the judgment and mercy of him who made it. Chapter 12. While the lion was saying these words to the eagle, I looked and saw that the remaining head had disappeared. The two wings that had gone over to it rose up and set themselves up to reign, and their reign was brief and full of tumult. When I looked again, they were already vanishing. The whole body of the eagle was burned. Then the earth was exceedingly terrified. Nuclear war. Then I woke up with great perplexity of mind and great fear, and I said to my spirit, you have brought this upon me, because you have searched out the ways of the Most High. I am still weary in mind and very weary in my spirit, and not even a little strength is left in me, because of the great fear with which I have been terrified tonight. Therefore I will now entreat the Most High, that he may strengthen me to the end. Then I said, O sovereign Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, and if I have been accounted righteous before you beyond many others, and if my prayers indeed come up before your face, strengthen me and show me, your servant, the interpretation and meaning of this terrifying vision, so that you may fully comfort my soul. For you have judged me worthy to be shown the end of the times and the last events of the times. He said to me, this is the interpretation of the vision that you have seen. The eagle that you saw coming up from the sea is the fourth kingdom that appeared in a vision to your brother Daniel. But it was not explained to him as I now explain it to you, or have explained it. The days are coming when a kingdom shall rise on earth, and it shall be more terrifying than all the kingdoms that have been before it. And 12 kings shall reign in it, one after another. But the second that is to reign shall hold sway for a longer time than any other one of the 12. This is the interpretation of the 12 wings that you saw. As for your hearing a voice that spoke coming not from the eagle's heads, but out of the midst of the body of its body, this is the interpretation. In the midst of the time of that kingdom, great struggles shall arise, and it shall be in danger of falling. Nevertheless, it shall not fall then, but shall regain its former power. As for your seeing 8 little wings clinging to its wings, this is the interpretation. 8 kings shall arise in it, whose time shall be short, and their years swift. 2 of them shall perish when the middle of its time draws near, and the 4 shall be kept for the time when its end approaches. But 2 shall be kept until the end. As for your seeing 3 heads at rest, this is the interpretation. In the last days the Most High will raise up 3 kings, and they shall renew many things in it, and shall rule the earth, and its inhabitants more oppressively than all who were before them. Therefore they are called the heads of the eagle, because it is they who shall sum up his wickedness and perform his last actions. As for your seeing that the large head disappeared, one of the kings shall die in his bed, but in agonies. But as for the 2 who remained, the sword shall devour them. For the sword of one shall devour him who was with him, but he shall also fall by the sword in the last days. As for your seeing 2 little wings passing over to the head, which was on the right side, this is the interpretation. It is these whom the Most High has kept for the eagle's end. And this was the reign which was brief and full of tumult, as you have seen. And as for the lion whom you saw rousing up out of the forest, and roaring and speaking to the eagle, and reproving him for his unrighteousness, and for all his words that you have heard, this is the Messiah, whom the Most High has kept until the end of days, who will arise from the offspring of David, we who carry that spirit, and will come and speak with them. He will denounce them for their ungodliness and for their wickedness, and will display before them their contemptuous dealings. For first he will bring them alive before his judgment seat, and when he has reproved them, then he will destroy them. But in mercy he will set free the remnant of my people, those who have been saved throughout my borders. And he will make them joyful until the end comes, the day of judgment, of which I spoke to you at the beginning. This is the dream that you saw, this is the interpretation. And you alone were worthy to learn the secret of the Most High. Therefore write all these things that you have seen in a book. Put it in a hidden place, and you shall teach them to the wise among your people, whose hearts you know are able to comprehend and keep these secrets. But as for you, wait here 7 days more, that you may be shown whatever it pleases the Most High to show you. Then he left me. When all the people heard that 7 days were past, and I had not returned to the city, they all gathered together from the least to the greatest, and came to me and spoke to me, saying, how have we offended you, that you have forsaken us and sit in this place? For of all the prophets, you alone are left to us, like a cluster of grapes from the vintage, and like a lamp in a dark place, and like a haven for a ship saved from a storm. Are not the disasters that have befallen us enough? Therefore, if you forsake us, how much better it would have been for us if we also had been consumed in the burning of Zion. For we are no better than those who died there. And they wept aloud with a loud voice. Then I answered and said to them, take courage, O Israel. Do not be sorrowful, O house of Jacob. For the Most High has you in remembrance, and the Mighty One has not forgotten you in your struggle. As for me, I have neither forsaken you nor withdrawn from you, but I have come to this place to pray on account of the desolation of Zion, and to seek mercy on account of the humiliation of our sanctuary. Now go to your homes, every one of you, and after these days I will come to you. So the people went into the city as I told them. But I sat in the field 7 days as the angel had commanded me, and I ate only of the flowers of the field, and my food was of plants during those days. The end of chapter 12. I think America gets nuked. I think the eagle body gets burned. But I don't think the eagle is strictly America. I think it's the worldwide government that we have right now. The problem is that we don't read the Bible enough, and we don't love truth enough, and we don't search the scriptures out enough. And we are fooled by the alternative Christ that they're fake Jews have given us. And the problem is we don't want to give that up. So 80% of the United Stupid States of America supports Bibi Netanyahu's genocide in Gaza and the genocide that's going on in the Ukraine and the genocide that's coming to the West Bank and perhaps even the genocide in America. You need to understand they are acting quickly because they have about 21 years left. And they have to be dug in order to survive. And they have built their cities in their breakaway civilizations. And Elon Musk continues to drill their tunnels for them and build cities for them underground so that they can go there while those of us are left in turmoil on the surface. No, Elon Musk is not that good of a guy. Donald Trump is not that good of a guy. No one is good except the Messiah. At this point, I wish that somebody would interpret this particular vision for me a little bit better, apply it more. I believe these are the three cities that rule the world today, and I believe these cities are now in strife. I believe that Trump has decided to go against the Rothschilds of England, London, because it's those people that are the spoilers. They are the ones that are making this bullshit happen in the Middle East. Remember, the Zionist Jews ran the concentration camps in order to get rid of the non-Zionist Jews. That's right. And also bear in mind that the Jesuit oath is a blood oath to destroy weak Catholics and non-Catholics. You need to understand that this is all Satan's world at this point. And it's going to be over pretty soon. We have 21 years. It's 2025. We've got to 2026 October. We have 21 and not quite a half year. So thank you for joining me. Do give a thumbs up on this video. Share this, but only with believers. People need to be waking up at this point. Pray for our brothers and sisters in Israel to waken up, to awaken, and to cultivate the Holy Spirit, and to let the Spirit dwell in them, and to act upon the Spirit, to stay grounded in His Word, to repent. And I think repentance is ongoing. I don't think it's a one-time thing. And I think that America's not willing to repent. We still are buying into the Antichrist. We still are deceived. It's not going to get any better for the vast majority. But you will find more people coming to our ranks. And remember, the big box churches don't have anything to offer you. Oh yeah, socialization maybe, but the problem is they're part of the spying mechanism as well, because they have to report on every one of their members. It's all a spy system, a beast system. It is massive. And your own government is the enemy. Your own government has violated your Bill of Rights. Your own government has allowed the Zionists to take it over and to rule over us and predate upon us. It is a dilemma. So may Yahweh bless you. May you bless Yahweh. Now, I do need to tell you that I would love to sell some Bibles. The proper name version of the King James Bible. You hit that link down below and it'll take you to a page. You'll see my name, Kent, up in the address line. And the drop-down box will offer you 5 different versions of the Bible for the lowest price anywhere. Get yourself one of those Bibles. I like the large print one. I like it a lot. I bought the leatherette copy. Then they came out with the black bound copy with the tabs in it. It's got 5 blank pages in the beginning. It is suitable as a family Bible. If you're going to get married, do it before Yahweh and write it in the Bible. I'm not going to advocate that any Christian man go to the state for a marriage license, because the state is against us men, and the state harms us men. They oppress us terribly, and they've empowered the women over us to an extent where we're all supposed to take her word no matter what. We're all supposed to believe her no matter what. But I'll tell you what, listening to those female physicians who do those abortions, the callousness of the verbiage, the coldness, the aloofness, their inability to respect life as the bearers of life, just tells us how against their nature they have gone. In Alaska, we have a tradition. The men only get to hunt and get to fish. Why? Because only the men can take life. Women, a woman, because she is the giver of life, is not allowed to take a life. And on Big Diomede and Little Diomede, the Russians really did a horrible thing. They took the men out of those whaling communities, and the women were forced to go do the whaling and the harvesting, and that hurt their spirit deeply. I think we can learn something for each one of these traditions. Each one of these traditions can bring us more value, and we do need to unite. We have a common enemy. The Zionists are the enemy of all species of mankind. They have interbred with the fallen angels. They've interbred, well, with demons, really. And they worship their father, Satan. They're not going to stop. And they're going to destroy America. That's the whole purpose of this war with Iran, is to destroy America, because they want to reign supreme. Israel dominates America already. They just want to put the finishing touches to America so that they will be the only power on the planet. I don't know what to tell you. We are in the end times. At the time, if not cut short, all flesh would perish. All of Adam kind would perish. May Yahweh bless